Hello everybody. So today I'm actually going to be uh, taking a little break from doing like movie reviews and TV reviews and stuff like that. Um, so today I'm going to be reviewing the most awesome book series in the history of the world. And what is that, you may ask? Well, it ain't Lord of the Rings, it ain't Twilight, it ain't Chronicles of Narnia, and sadly, I don't know that much about the Hunger Games, but you know what I mean. But no, I'm going to be looking at the Harry Potter books. Yeah, that's right. And of course, I'm going to start off with the one that started it all, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. What a book. I mean, really. What a book. Now, of course, basic overall plot of this book is that, we're introduced to the mains, Harry, Ron, Hermione, Dumbledore, McGonagall, Snape, and so on and so forth. The book starts off with Dumbledore, McGonagall, and Hagrid, dropping baby Harry Potter off at his aunt and uncle's place, and then when we get to chapter 2, it's like 10 years later, and Harry's being not treated right by the Dursleys. I mean, and he gets picked on constantly by his cousin Dudley and Dudley's friends, and so on and so forth, yada yada yada. But then Harry receives a letter saying that he's been accepted at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, but the animal are like, no, we can't let this happen. We can't let him know about his parents and the fact that they went to the school and stuff like that. Blah 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 blah. And they're like, I don't know. We can't tell him that. No, we can't. But anywho, so they try their best to make sure that Harry doesn't go and stuff like that. But then Hagrid then shows up a couple chapters later and delivers yet another letter to Harry in person, because these letters just keep coming and coming and coming and coming and coming and blah 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 blah. So then Hagrid gives Harry his letter, and then Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia, they tell Harry that his parents were witches and wizards and stuff like that, and how they both met at school and stuff like that, blah 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 blah. And so then Hagrid takes Harry to Diagon Alley to get his school supplies, and there they meet Professor Quirrell, who later on in the book we find out has been the host body, I guess, of Lord Voldemort, who was responsible for killing Harry's parents. But of course, Harry didn't know that. I mean, he was told that his parents died in a car crash, but then when he finds out what really happened to them, he's like, well, why'd you guys tell me this? I mean, what? But yeah, so then Harry gets his stuff, and in the book, he also meets the evil, greedy douchebag that is Draco Malfoy. I hate Draco. And then Harry meets Mrs. Weasley. That's what I'm going to say. I'm saying Mrs. Dursley. I was like, that would not have been right now. Mrs. Weasley, as well as Ron, Fred, George, and stuff like. And, of course, Ginny, obviously, who becomes a major character later on in the books. And, then Harry and Ron, they get on the Hogwarts Express, and also there they meet Hermione. And, then they get to Hogwarts, and then they're sorted into the 4 different houses, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin, or as I like to call them, the House of Awesomeness, Gryffindor. The house that barely does anything. Yeah, that would be Hufflepuff, the House of Nerds, which is Ravenclaw, and the House of Evil for Slytherin. I'm sorry, but those are my nicknames for the houses. I'm sorry, but yeah, Gryffindor is House of Awesomeness, Hufflepuff is House that barely does anything, Ravenclaw is House of Nerds, and Slytherin is the House of Evil. There you have it. I'm sorry, but everyone in Slytherin House is just evil. Let's just leave it at that, okay? So anywho, then, when it's Harry's turn to get started, he's like, please don't put me in Slytherin, please don't put me in Slytherin. He's like, please, anything but Slytherin. So then the sorting house puts him in Gryffindor, which is good. And of course, then we get the feast and stuff like that, and we're introduced to some of the ghosts, like Nearly Headless Nick, the Fat Friar, Grey Lady, and the Bloody Baron. And then also in the book, but not in the movie, we're also introduced to Peeves the Poltergeist, and of course, the only thing that can control him is the Bloody Baron. So there you have it. So anyway, so the Harry and his friends, they get adjusted to their classes and stuff like that. But then, of course, they get the flying lesson scene, or yeah, that part of the book, and then Draco takes Neville Longbottom's Remember All, which was a present that Neville's grandma gave to him. But then Harry catches it when Draco Malfoy tries to like throw it through a window or something like that. Excuse me. And so then but then McGonagall sees what happens, and then she takes Harry to meet Oliver Wood, and then Harry becomes the seeker of the Gryffindor Quidditch team. Yay! So yeah, then they get so then Harry's first match of the season, they face off against, yep, Slytherin. So then Harry wins when he catches the snitch with his mouth, of all things. Weird, I know. So then, of course, during the match, like, Hermione saw Snape, do a little spell, which of course, Hermione thinks that Snape was jinxing the broom, but later on in the movie, we find out it was Quirrell that was jinxing the broom, and Snape trying to save Harry, so there you have it. So, yeah, and then all that stuff happens, and, then later on, Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Draco get detention for being up late after for sneaking around school at night and blah 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 blah. And so then they meet Friends the Centaur, who tells them that who has returned, and then he's after something which turns out to be the Sorcerer's Stone. So they find more information about that, and it was made by one of Dumbledore's good friends, Nicholas Flamel, and the Sorcerer's Stone produces the elixir of life, which makes the drinker immortal. So, yeah, then later on, they sneak off to stop Snape, apparently, from getting the Sorcerer's Stone, because, they think that Snape's trying to get after it, because in the Halloween part of the book, someone let a troll in, and everyone thought it was Snape because of this bite that he has on his leg, which of course was from Fluffy, the three-headed dog that's guarding the entrance to where the Sorcerer's Stone is. But nope, it was Quirrell, and Snape was trying to stop him. Why am I not surprised? So, anywho, then they get through all these different, obstacles to try to get to the Sorcerer's Stone. I mean, first there's the Devil's Snare, then the Wizard, then, the Funky thing, and then the Wizard Chest, and then, trying to figure out which potion will get him through to where the Sorcerer's Stone is supposed to be, and stuff like that. So then Harry finds out that it was Quirrell behind all the bad stuff that happened in the book, and that, of course, when Harry gets to Quirrell, he sees him standing in front of the Mirror of Erised, which Harry comes across earlier in the book. And, according to Dumbledore, the Mirror of Erised is supposed to show, the deepest desires of someone's heart, and for Harry, it's, being with his parents, and Ron, trying to be, Ron, trying to follow in his brother's footsteps and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, then anywho, Harry gets in front of the mirror, and turns out that he gets the stone because, as Dumbledore says near the end of the book, only the person who wants to find the stone, not use it, will be able to get it. Pretty clever. So yeah, then, like I said, Harry finds out that Quirrell has been has been taken over by Voldemort and stuff like that. So then they fight and 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 they fight until Harry ultimately wins when he uses the power of love to stop Quirrell / Voldemort and stuff like that. So then after that, it's the end of the year ceremony, and then they fight to determine, which, and then they determine, which house is going to get the house cup and blah, 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 blah. And of course, Slytherin got the most points, but then Dumbledore gives some last-minute points to Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Neville. And so then Gryffindor gets the house cup, and everyone's so happy and stuff like that. Then everyone gets on the Hogwarts Express to go home, and that's it. So, yeah. This first entry into the Harry Potter book series is actually really, really good. I enjoy it a lot. So, yeah, I mean, it's just phenomenal. Great first start to the series. I love it. J.K. Rowling, you are an amazing author. Kudos to you. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Of course, in the UK, it was called Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, but here in the US, it's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Why? I don't know. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It's a really good book. I love it. It's great. I love these books. I mean, when I was growing up, I just love reading these books. And I still love these books even to this very day. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.